Good morning, Mood Group friends, and welcome to another podcast from Mood Group's Packaging Perspective series. I'm Emma, your host, one part from Mood Group, and obviously Marcus Du, the other. We are your global executive search firm specialising in the packaging, print and associated sectors, and we like to speak with our colleagues and associates around the world about their businesses and career journeys. Today, I'm really excited to introduce you to Petya Velcheva, Carbon Middle East's project manager and packaging consultant. Good morning, Petya. Trust you are well.
Well, good, thanks.
Where in the world are you today, and what's the temperature like?
I would say I'm at home because it has been my home for the last 12 years. So I'm in Dubai. And the temperature outside is probably around 35 at the moment.
Okay, all right. That's a
nice sunny, quite warm, if not hot.
Perfect for this time of year. I always remember the Middle East, October through to say January, February, really very beautiful.
It starts getting nicer now. It starts getting pleasant.
Nice to be outside, nice to spend some time in nature. Yeah, lovely place at this time of year. Petya is a packaging consultant and project management at Carbon Middle East, based in the UAE. Established in 2014, Carbon Middle East's packaging research, consultancy and project management programs help clients in the Middle East, East Africa and the Indian subcontinent move ever closer towards their sustainability goals and build a better world. As a research, consultancy and project management firm, Carbon and the team help consumer brands and packaging converters move towards sustainable packaging. This is a hot topic right now, and it's wonderful having Carbon as one of Mood Group's partners of trust. Many congratulations, Petya, but may we rewind the clock a little bit here and find out where your story started, please?
Yes, it won't be just a little bit. It will be something like 23 years, 24 years.
Wow.
My professional life has been into packaging. It wasn't anything planned. I was fresh from the university. I decided that I will be looking for a job in the most common at that time way. So I used newspapers ads, and I found my first job.
Oh, wow.
And I stayed there for 14 years. It was a company dealing at that time trading, later on manufacturing, packaging containers, films, and other packaging articles, but also distributing different packaging machines. And my primary role was related to machines. So I've always been into packaging machines. No matter only packaging, primary, usually of food. So my specialty is direct food packaging. Later in the years, more of a secondary packaging, inspection of food. And now, since I have joined Carbon, it is more of a packaging and printing. Yeah, so converting rather, creating the packaging.
Brilliant. And is there a particular part that you love most, or you must meet a lot of people, for example?
So within the industry, I love packaging in general, but food packaging remained my passion.
Right.
Especially automatic food packaging.
Okay.
Packaging with direct contact of food. Now I'm slightly moving towards printing and packaging converting in the last 2-3 years, and it has its own. How do I say that? I see another passion developing there. It's also a very interesting topic, and sustainability comes, of course, in both sectors, either primary food packaging or any other item converting and packaging.
And are you finding that you're being asked a lot by different converters now in the Middle East for help in this sphere? Because it's a hot topic, isn't it?
It is probably. Though it's a hot topic, I wouldn't say it is as burning hot as we find in other areas. For example, in Europe, we see the first steps being made here. We
Right,
see people looking for alternatives, but everything is more or less on in business idea phase. So
right.
we have clients who would like to dive deep, and then we are really happy with the recent project that we started working on, which is specifically on sustainable food. I can't share details because it's very
Sure,
fresh and
sure, 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 sure.
developing. But yes, more and more people are starting the topic, and usually it's them being pressed either by their customers, and especially if their target audience is the young generation.
Brilliant.
So we see the shift. It hasn't started yet. It started probably 4 or 5 years ago.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. And are there more sort of exhibitions and shows and seminars? I mean, are you seeing an increase in that?
Not specifically sustainability related. We see the industry exhibitions happening as usual, as before. So if we exclude COVID, the exhibitions were happening in the same similar way before and after COVID. But every exhibition related to the industry has more and more sustainability topics
Right,
in it.
right.
There are some very specific events, usually government driven. So we
Right.
see that as well, but they are much smaller and they don't go in an exhibition mode. They go more as dialogues,
And
round
maybe
tables.
a bigger picture. Is it more sort of climate
Yes,
related? And yeah,
yes. So
okay.
packaging, unfortunately, is so far a very small topic when it comes to general climate change and sustainability.
Sure. I mean, you mentioned you've been involved in products and sales, office management as well, and now the sustainability topic of packaging. Is there? I mean, it's really sort of amalgamation of different qualities that you have and attributes. Do you see your daily life being sort of guided in one particular way or one particular path rather than another, or do you find you use those attributes all the time, as it were?
I'm happily using all of them. I see myself driven more towards I would say project management. I would say arranging and organizing things, putting orders. In all this, so if you look into all my roles, they've always been related to putting things in order.
Right, right, yeah.
And I think what is mostly interesting these days for me is the project management.
So getting
So
organized and
arranging the whole project, finding the logic, no matter where you want to look at it from, within the stakeholders, the connections within the stakeholders, the sequence of events afterwards, what comes when it is best to move
right.
into that area or into another area. So looking for the logic and putting the things in order, I think, is my
Very specialist and very needed, I'm sure, especially in the packaging world.
Yes, we see a lot of this required, not only here but mostly here. There are a lot of businesses and right here in the Middle East, the businesses in our industry have kind of grown organically. So there hasn't been. I mean, most of them need a lot of systems to be put in place.
Yes.
Internal arrangements, but also with their new projects, they need help in planning better, arranging better. So this is where we
right. And did you? I mean, one of your specialities, as you say, is organising and planning. Did you organise and plan your career in as much as you had a vision of where you saw yourself? No.
As ironic as it may sound, no, there was no plan whatsoever.
Right.
So I graduated in marketing and management.
Okay.
Marketing in its traditional way. I never thought I will be related to packaging. I never thought of packaging as industry. I never thought before coming into the industry that actually every item needs to be packed.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, so it wasn't planned. Now looking back 23, 24 years, I started at a very low level at that time. I wanted to grow, I wanted to learn. I was very passionate, I was very curious, but there wasn't a plan. So I kind of tried a lot of things. I didn't try many companies. Carbon is my third company in my career. I've stayed 14 years in one. I moved to another one. I stayed 9 years. I moved to Carbon. I joined Carbon as one of the partners. It hasn't been a lot of moving into different companies, but within the companies, in both cases earlier, I think I grew from kind of I wouldn't say low, but middle level.
Sure.
Up.
Sure. And then that curiosity. Yeah, curiosity drove you to self-development, which is a big thing, and that gains you then experience and you move up. So excellent to hear, Petya. Any advice for your younger self? I mean, if what you know now, would you have changed anything? Would you have said anything differently, perhaps, to yourself back then, or?
I'm very happy with how the things develop. Maybe one very important thing I would tell myself would be don't be scared and act faster.
Right. Yeah.
Don't look around so much. Don't wait for approvals. Just go and get it done.
Right. Yeah. I read something the other day about a lady and getting out of her comfort zone and saying, that's where it's at. It's all very good and great being comfortable, but nothing's going to change otherwise.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. And I know very well the challenges of being a woman and working in an industry like this. Printing, packaging, food inspection, automation in general, it is
male dominated.
It is not easy for a woman to be in that industry.
Yeah. But slowly.
It's satisfying.
Exactly. Slowly we build, we become more experienced, we get some more training, maybe more qualifications, and we build these networks. Brilliant, Petya. So what do you see perhaps your future looking like, and Carbon's future?
What we are trying to do at the moment is put Carbon on the global map. We would like to be a well-recognized name in the sustainable packaging area. We don't focus only on the area around, as you said, Middle East, Africa, India, but anywhere else where we can be of help, where we can offer services, being it project management, being it consultancy, to anyone related to that industry. So we don't go out of our industry. We focus specifically on packaging, printing, inspection.
Very, very specialist and very needed. Brilliant. It ties in with our mood, etc. A part of our business where we're constantly talking and learning and talking to various colleagues about it around the world in different sectors of packaging and print, so that we can all learn and share these new ideas. So brilliant. We love having Carbon as our partner of trust, and anything we can do to spread the word about your great services is what we're all about. So Thank you very much, Petya, for your time this morning. It's lovely to hear a bit more about your career journey and your future ideas and plans. So, thank you.
Thanks a lot for having me, Emma. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Petya. Take good care until next time. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.